Now, as I say, the other night I popped on the telly for the Commonwealth Games opening ceremony. I made myself comfortable and eagerly awaited what was sure to be a celebration of Britain and this club of nations that work together to advance trade and democracy. Instead, folks, I had to endure yet another left-wing drama school production that's mad on identity politics on our screens. Why do all of our international events have to be smeared in this wokery? When we needed a cheering up after enduring miserable lockdowns, the BBC's New Year's Eve celebrations brought us a Black Lives Matter fist and the colours of the EU, the club that we had just left. Now, as we could do with a bit of cheering up right now as we stare down the barrel of generation-defining inflation and a cost of living squeeze, the BBC decided we needed a sermon from the gospel of woke. Let's examine what the Commonwealth Games represent. What does the Commonwealth mean in modern society? That was BBC presenter Claire Bolden introducing the poet Casey Bailey. Some will look back in nostalgia, the poet said, with footage of galleries and palaces with stolen trinkets to highlight the wrongdoing of empire. There was even B-roll footage of a National Front, Keep Britain White banner and a celebration of the Grimes star Stormzy, glossing over his historical use of anti-gay slurs. So in what should have been an entirely apolitical moment to celebrate the 56 separate nations united behind the goals of democracy, equality and freedom, brought together in Birmingham by the power of sport, we instead had Joe Lycett, one of the BBC's comedic darlings, who, whilst dressed like a flammable chubby flamingo, introduced the next round of athletes by saying, "I'm going to do something now that the British government doesn't always do, and welcome some foreigners." Charming. It's an odd line of attack, given that more than 500,000 people migrated to the UK last year, according to official government statistics. If the United Kingdom is some kind of closed shop to the rest of the world, it isn't as much as media outlets like the BBC and consensus comedians like Joe Lycett want to suggest. And then, of course, Tom Daley appeared, carrying the latest iteration in the ever-evolving Pride flag. The flag now looks like a Jackson Pollock artwork, a drug and alcohol addict whose frenzied paintings are trippier than Alice in Wonderland. And this flag, of course, no longer represents the right of gay men and women to be as dull as all of you straight people out there. It finds an ever-increasing number of reasons to maintain the mantle of victimhood. It now even seeks to make allies of repugnant misogyny. Why couldn't Daley, I ask, have carried the Union Jack? There's a flag that genuinely represents equality in law and in wider society for all. And for the love of God, is it too much for our state broadcaster to keep the sporting events and trophy giving, but stop with the political hectoring and divisive identity politics?